Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at what is hopefully a more simplified version of movement patterns with control and support to minimize any kind of pain or compensation, and also to free up mobility and control with the body and reinforce coordination. So let's give this a try. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square up with the wall into kind of simulated squat position. We're going to focus on what's known as a closed chain pattern, which means I'm going to have my hands and my feet grounded to the wall and to the floor, and I'm going to focus on keeping tension through my hands and my feet. Obviously, weight bearing with gravity pulling through the feet is a lot easier, but make sure that you keep tension, not a lot of weight, but tension through your arms to better feed through your body. You're going to control to drive your weight back through your hips, back and down, and then up and forward through the chest. So it's going to look something like this. Grounded, stable, over here, back through the hips, up and forward through the chest as I drive through my legs, pushing back through my arms to feed my hips, pushing through my legs to feed my chest, controlling the whole way through. Now I can bias one side or another. I can shift over to my right here, and I can stay up and down. So imagine kind of four corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4 up here. And I can stay on my right two corners, back and forth, up and down, and then I can go to my left two corners. I can simulate a diagonal, which is a slight bit of rotation, as I go from my lower left to my upper right, and turn my left chest, which would be to the same side on the left chest to the left hand, but I can come across with rotation to the right hand. I can go right hip, buttock to my right chest, across to my left hand. And that way I can mix and match a lot of these movement patterns. Now if I want to go full rotation and skewing, and I can address more my upper body, I can angle my toes about a 45-degree in towards the wall and take my hands here, and my focus here will be my left hand, which you can't see very well, but it's back here. And so as I kind of come up and across, I want to make sure I can rotate from my body. Now I'm lifting my back heel. You can't see it very well either, but I can pivot that as long as I keep tension. And I can turn, control, make sure you're not pinching or overloading your shoulder. Keep tension and control as I turn, rotate through there. Twist, turn like that. And then I can skew over the other way, my toes at a 45, and kind of across that way. Now I can also take my arm and push the backhand part of it against here. And so I can come up in, I'm driving my chest and pulling my shoulder blade back. This is really helpful with postural and mechanical control of the dynamic of chest forward, shoulder blade back, and get a little stretch in the neck as well. So I'm keeping that tension. I'm also working and stabilizing through the rotator cuff and some of those deltoid muscles there that oftentimes get a little weak. And then I can skew the other way and do it in a similar fashion. And that pretty well will round out a lot of the connection and control and mixing and matching all those elements.